The good news is that this episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County is perfect for you if you enjoy complicated game instructions and Teddi Mellencamp. Great news! Alexis isn't in the show, which means Shannon won't lose her mind for another day. Not helping is Shannon's decision to remain unaware of the purported footage that Alexis claims to have of her from the night of her Dewey, which is supported by Tamra, Emily, and Heather. Friendship is meant to be shared. But the actual traitors have decided not to inform Shannon about these tapes since they may damage her. In homage to her time on the traitors, Tamra is throwing a competition party. Though she is aware that Alexis cannot come, she has chosen to invite Shannon and Vicky. Shannon is unaware of the threats made by Alexis and John to release the footage from the night of Shannon's Dewey. Since things are too unstable right now, Tamra, Emily, and Heather plan to keep it that way. It's strange that Heather is complying with this strategy, given how devastated she felt when the paparazzi rumors weren't disclosed to her. And something really harmful is the subject of this scenario. After her Dewey, Shannon bought a new BMW, but she hasn't had a chance to drive it yet since she needs to have a breathalyzer fitted in her vehicle. She can't seem to get the hang of the hum and blow approach, so she wants this breathalyzer put as a reminder of her foolish decision. Shannon acknowledges that her world has changed since receiving her Dewey. Sales of her Real-for-Real products have decreased, and Shannon is looking extremely vulnerable. Jen and Katie practice yoga together. Katie notes that she texted Heather after Big Bear more than a week ago, but she hasn't heard back from her. Katie won't kiss Heather like Gina since she finds it unbelievable that paparazzi gates exist at all. Katie continues by sharing details of her first marriage after that. She said that she had left him several times and that she had nothing left over when she did eventually go. Katie tells her daughter Kylie that her new husband, Matt, has genuinely adopted the role of a father to her, to the point that Kylie is actually in the process of changing her last name to Ginella. Right now, Jen and Katie seem to be really linked. I don't understand why, yet here we are, watching Shane spray tan Emily. After getting her tan, Emily talks briefly about Shane's condition. Then, suddenly, she asks Shane whether he thinks poorly of her. Emily is now more conscious of her conduct after Gina called attention to her violent behavior. She continues by saying that she is triggered by Jen's personality type, because Jen makes her think of her mother. Emily is aware that Jen is not to blame for this, but rather that she has a greater problem that has to be addressed since she can finally let go of the barrier that she built around herself as a child out of need. Given that they have a lot in common, Katie and Tamra believe that their girls ought to meet. They disagree with their biological dads, for example. While Kylie hasn't spoken to her father since she was 9 years old, Tamra's daughter Sophia doesn't get along well with her father. While considering changing her last name, Kylie is overcome with emotion and is prepared to submit the necessary paperwork to finish that chapter of her life. The women at Traders are very unsure about what to dress because of the Scottish murder mystery theme. Vicky, on the other hand, never wears business casual. Victoria never stops working, even when Shannon laments to her about Tamra's present dating state. Vicky texts back and forth, dismissing Shannon's tirade. Ultimately, if Vicky doesn't work, how are the rest of us going to receive insurance? Tamra can't wait for the women to play the traitors-like game. They all form a line and wait for the show's host, Teddi, who just so happens to be a throwback. Vicky becomes enraged when Teddi greets her rudely and makes fun of her immediately away, saying, "Welcome, Housewives," and Vicky. After the women are blindfolded, Teddi says she will identify the traitor, and the object of the game is to figure out who the traitor is. After the ladies complete a few surveys, they rapidly come to the conclusion that this is a cruel game full of hyperboles that will probably result in violence.